What is happening in the gaming world? We've got seismic shifts in the esports arena, a surprise return to a beloved franchise, and major legal developments shaking up one of the biggest publishers in the industry. You do not want to miss these updates. Get ready, because the news cycle is absolutely wild, and we're here to break it all down for you, fast and furious. From national pride on the digital battlefield, we're diving into the groundbreaking announcement of the Esports Nations Cup, a massive new tournament uniting top players under their national flags, co-developed with industry giants like EA, Tencent, and Ubisoft. This is set to redefine international esports competition. Then, get ready for a blast from the past as Ubisoft surprises everyone with free DLC for Assassin's Creed Mirage, taking us to an ancient Arabian oasis city with a brand new story. Plus, we're looking at the concept art that's already got fans buzzing. But that's not all. We're also covering the serious legal proceedings involving Ubisoft's CEO being summoned to a French court amidst a harassment trial. It's a lot to unpack, so stay locked in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Nation versus Nation. Esports World Cup Foundation launches landmark Nations Cup. This is a monumental moment for competitive gaming. The Esports World Cup Foundation has just unveiled the Esports Nations Cup, ENC, a revolutionary new tournament designed to pit esports champions not just against each other as teammates, but for the ultimate prize, the glory of their home nations. This marks a significant shift in the esports landscape, moving beyond the predominantly transnational team structures that have defined major competitions until now. The inaugural edition of the ENC is slated to electrify the Saudi capital of Riyadh in November 2026. It will bring together national teams from every major global region, including North America, South America, Europe, MENA, Africa, Asia, and Sea and Oceania. Players will compete across a diverse range of formats, encompassing both team-based strategies and intense solo-player showdowns, promising a comprehensive test of skill and national pride. What makes this initiative particularly groundbreaking is its co-development with industry titans Electronic Arts, Krafton, Tencent, and Ubisoft. This collaboration signifies a unified vision from major game publishers to elevate national representation in esports. The EWCF has detailed a sophisticated, multi-layered qualification model aimed at balancing fierce competitiveness with broad inclusivity. This system will integrate global rankings, rigorous regional qualifiers, and strategic wildcard entries, including crucial solidarity placements. The goal is to ensure a truly representative and diverse competitive stage across all featured games, giving more nations a chance to shine. Furthermore, the ENC is committed to player fairness and long-term sustainability. All participating players are guaranteed prize money, with equal placement rewards applied across all games, ensuring a level playing field regardless of the title. The EWCF also plans to collaborate closely with regional stakeholders to define the processes for team formation and national representation, ensuring authenticity and local relevance. Ralph Reichert, CEO of the Esports World Cup Foundation, emphasized the profound significance of this move, stating, "Nation versus nation competition is the ultimate expression of sport." The ENC makes this a reality for esports, giving every fan a flag to rally behind and every player the pride of representing their country. The tournament will be held biennially, establishing a stable structure for players, coaches, and organizations, and fostering confidence for investment in national team programs. The announcement itself was a major event, made over the weekend at the new Global Sport Conference in Riyadh, where 1,500 industry leaders gathered to explore the exciting convergence of gaming, esports, and traditional sports. This development has sent ripples of excitement through the community, with fans eager to see their favorite players compete for national honor. Analysts are already predicting a significant boost in viewership and engagement, as the inherent nationalistic appeal of such a tournament is expected to draw in a wider audience beyond the core esports fanbase. This is just the beginning of a massive shakeup in competitive gaming. Next, we're diving into a surprising new chapter for a critically acclaimed title, with free content on the horizon. Assassin's Creed Mirage gets surprise-free DLC, heading to ancient Arabian oasis. In an unexpected turn of events, Ubisoft has announced that Assassin's Creed Mirage, released just last year, will be receiving a free downloadable content expansion, bringing a brand new story and a completely new location to the game. This move comes as a surprise, particularly since Mirage was the first title in the modern Assassin's Creed series not to receive a story-focused expansion post-launch. The game itself garnered a mixed reception. While some players appreciated its return to a more focused, less sprawling gameplay loop reminiscent of earlier titles in the franchise, its overall impact was somewhat muted compared to its predecessors. Now, Ubisoft is set to enrich the Mirage experience with this free add-on. According to the studio, the upcoming DLC will introduce a fresh narrative arc and a series of missions set against the backdrop of the 9th century in Al-Ula, an ancient Arabian oasis city. To accompany this announcement, the developers have unveiled compelling concept art depicting the game's protagonist, Basim, approaching Al-Ula as the sun sets, offering a tantalizing glimpse of the new environment. Beyond the new content, Ubisoft has also assured players that the DLC will include gameplay enhancements that will also benefit the base game. While specific details regarding these improvements remain under wraps, the content is slated for release by the end of 2025. This expansion gains additional significance when viewed in the context of Ubisoft's ongoing relationship with Savvy Games Group, a subsidiary of Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. Previous discussions hinted at the possibility of additional story content for Mirage, and the choice of Al-Ula, a historically rich city located within modern-day Saudi Arabia, aligns perfectly with these prior agreements. A key question remains about platform availability. In many cases, substantial game expansions are often exclusive to newer console generations, such as the PS5 and Xbox Series XS. However, Assassin's Creed Mirage was notably released for both current and last-generation consoles, including the PS4 and Xbox One. It is currently unclear whether this new expansion will extend support to these older platforms, a decision that will undoubtedly impact its reach. This surprise DLC has generated considerable buzz among the Assassin's Creed community. Players are expressing excitement about revisiting Basim's journey and exploring a new historical setting, especially given that the content is free. Industry observers are noting this as a positive move by Ubisoft to engage with its player base and potentially revitalize interest in the Mirage title. While this news brings exciting prospects for players, the company behind it is facing some serious scrutiny. Up next, we delve into significant legal developments that could have major implications for Ubisoft's leadership. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot summoned to French court amidst harassment trial. Ubisoft's CEO, Yves Guillemot, has been officially summoned to appear before a French court, following the conclusion of a significant harassment trial earlier this year that saw 3 former executives receive suspended sentences and fines. This development adds a new layer of legal scrutiny to the company, drawing attention to its internal culture and past workplace conduct. The proceedings stem from a trial in June, where former Ubisoft Chief Creative Officer Serge Hasquet, former Vice President of Editorial and Creative Services Thomas Francois, and former game designer Guillaume Patrux were found guilty of various offenses related to psychological and sexual harassment. Hasquet received an 18-month suspended prison sentence and a €45,000 fine for lewd behavior, intrusive sexual questions, and racist conduct, including allegations of targeting a Muslim employee. Francois was given a 3-year suspended sentence and a €30,000 fine for systemic moral and sexual harassment, with accusations including workplace pornography viewing and an attempted sexual assault. Patrux faced a 12-month suspended sentence and a €10,000 fine for psychological harassment and intimidating behavior. Now, according to French news network BFM TV, the Solidaires Informatiques Union, along with 4 other individuals who were parties in the previous trial, have issued a subpoena for Guillemot to appear in court on October 1st. This summons is directly connected to the same case that led to the convictions of the former executives. Ubisoft has responded to the situation by stating its intention to cooperate with the court. However, the company also maintains that previous investigations, including one by the Public Prosecutor's Office, found no grounds to initiate criminal proceedings against Ubisoft or its management. A statement from the company reads, "After that investigation, and contrary to the civil party's requests, the Public Prosecutor's Office decided that there were no grounds to initiate criminal proceedings against Ubisoft or its management, a decision it confirmed during its closing arguments at the hearing last June." Ubisoft Executive Vice President Cecil Russell reiterated the company's commitment to employee well-being, stating, "Our top priority is to ensure the absolute protection of the physical and moral integrity of its employees, through a policy of prevention and zero tolerance with regard to sexual or moral harassment, sexist behavior, assault, insult, or discrimination of any kind." Hasket resigned in July 2020 following numerous accusations, with Francois leaving shortly after in August 2020 due to misconduct allegations. The subpoena for Guillemot signals a continued effort by the plaintiffs to hold the company and its leadership accountable for the alleged systemic issues that have plagued Ubisoft. The gaming community and industry stakeholders are closely monitoring these developments. The outcome of Guillemot's testimony and any further proceedings could have significant implications for Ubisoft's reputation, corporate governance, and future workplace policies. The case highlights ongoing challenges in addressing harassment and fostering a safe environment within the high-pressure gaming industry. These are serious allegations, with potentially far-reaching consequences for the company. But before we wrap up, we've got one more crucial update that links back to Ubisoft's recent announcements. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot to testify in harassment trial. Key developments. The ongoing trial in France concerning workplace harassment at Ubisoft continues to escalate, with the company's CEO, Yves Guillemot, now summoned to testify in court. Guillemot is considered to have knowledge pertinent to the case, which involves serious allegations of psychological and sexual harassment against former management. In June, 3 high-ranking former Ubisoft employees, Chief Creative Officer Serge Hasket, Vice President of Creative Services and Editorial Thomas Francois, and game designer Guillaume Patrux, were handed suspended prison sentences and fines. These penalties were a result of convictions for a range of crimes linked to workplace harassment. The trial is not yet concluded, and further testimonies are being requested as the legal process unfolds towards a final judgment. According to reports from French news network BFM TV, Ubisoft has been formally subpoenaed, with CEO Yves Guillemot specifically requested to appear in court on October 1st. His testimony is expected to draw significant attention, as it directly involves the top leadership of one of the world's largest video game publishers. The subpoena was reportedly initiated by the Solidaires Informatiques Union, a labor organization that has been active in the case, alongside 4 other unnamed individuals who are also connected to the matter. These parties were instrumental in the initial trial that led to the convictions of Hasket, Francois, and Patrux. When approached for comment by VGC, Ubisoft acknowledged its intention to cooperate fully with the judicial process. However, the company also reiterated its stance that neither the organization nor its management had direct involvement or culpability in the actions of the accused individuals. Ubisoft Executive Vice President Cecil Russell emphasized the company's commitment to its workforce, stating, "Our top priority is to ensure the absolute protection of the physical and moral integrity of its employees, through a policy of prevention and zero tolerance with regard to sexual or moral harassment, sexist behavior, assault, insult, or discrimination of any kind." This statement underscores the company's public position on maintaining a safe and respectful workplace. The June trial saw the 3 former executives found guilty on multiple charges, including psychological, verbal, and physical harassment. All 3 received fines and suspended jail sentences, reflecting the severity of the offenses. The ongoing nature of the trial and the involvement of the CEO suggest that the legal proceedings may uncover further details about the company's internal culture and its handling of harassment allegations over the years. The gaming industry, in general, has been under increasing pressure to address issues of workplace misconduct, making this case particularly noteworthy. This legal situation casts a serious shadow over the company's operations. But before we sign off, let's quickly recap the biggest stories that made waves this week. And that's a wrap on today's Essential Gaming News. We saw the historic launch of the Esports Nations Cup, a surprise free DLC drop for Assassin's Creed Mirage, and significant legal developments for Ubisoft's CEO. Don't miss out on any future updates. Hit that like button, subscribe to Tarnished Tales, ring the notification bell, drop a comment below with your thoughts, and follow us on all social platforms to stay in the loop. We'll see you next time.